Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Got some fun stuff for y'all today. The thing everybody's been waiting for weeks is my predictions for the major. Before we get into those, though, a couple things. Number one, do all the algorithm stuff. It helps me out greatly. Like, subscribe, notifications, all that nonsense. Also, some things to discuss. If you guys haven't seen it, last year for the World Championship, they ended up putting out decals specific to the World Championship, and they're actually doing that again here for the Copenhagen Major. If you guys haven't seen it, they do have some new decals that are not too shabby looking, but some complications in my opinion with them, and you're seeing a lot of people on these. First and foremost, obviously you got unique wheels for each vehicle, and then the decals that are obviously going to be a little bit more generic for each, which we've been seeing this more and more. The complication, though, is that there is some things that I would like for them to do moving forward, and it's not saying that they can't do this or haven't done this. This could be a compendium thing. I wish what they did is they announced this earlier. So, like, as soon as they announced the major location, they also announced this decal and these wheels and all that kind of stuff. And what they did then is they take a portion of the proceeds and put it towards the prize pool. Prize pools right now are 255,000. I wish they would start building this and putting this towards the event. You see this with the international with Dota and a bunch of other games. Rainbow Six, I'm pretty sure, does it. But I wish they had a compendium prize pool where percentage of the proceeds, and they need to tell us exactly how much. Don't make it arbitrary where it's like a 0.5%. But like, do like, hey, 10% of all sales go to the prize pool, or all of them. Also, I would like to see anybody that attends in person also gets this for free. I think they used to give away a decal code and stuff for wheels. I wish they would still do that. I think it'd be a lot better. And then the other thing that they don't really do that I wish they did is I wish they would do discounts on esports decals and bundles. I talked about this when the esports decals initially came out, where if you have all the NA teams in attendance put in an NA bundle with a massive discount, you're going to get people to buy a lot more decals and spend a lot more money. So like maybe the decals together are like $100, but you put them on a discount where they're half price and they're 50. I think that stuff would be a heck of a lot better. I also think that all the teams in attendance, all 16 teams, if they also have esports decals in game, also got like a 25% discount off of their sales or something like that. Like, I wish they would do love and attention to help drive sales for these teams that are not only competing and earning their ways through, because they do have rev share splits with these, but just little things like that to add attention to detail to them. And then the other thing, which we are doing in this video, which is our predictions, is I wish they would do pick'ems and all that kind of stuff where you could pay for a digital pass and a chance to win items or something to that nature that are unique. I wish they would do pick'ems, stickers, all that kind of stuff that we see in the Counter-Strike. So that's just my personal opinion, but let's get into the actual predictions themselves. These are broken down by day. We have day one, which is our first 2 rounds, and then day 2, which is our final rounds, and then we've got day 3, which is quarterfinals, and day 4, which is grand finals, semis. Overall opinion is usually the first round is the most susceptible to upset. You have people coming in a little bit cold, or it's their first match, and you may see some upsets. That's why, you know, maybe Drawley, a little bit of jitters initially, and then you have Elevate taking a game that wakes them up and goes, okay, time to lock in. We got to figure this stuff out. Overall, I think the top dogs are going to continue to perform. Overall, I think that these young rookies have proven that they don't understand consequence. They don't know that they're not supposed to win yet, and we've seen that historically. And then the other sides of it are, will these strengths come in and play? Are we going to continue to see teams that have a play style that works really well online translate to offline on LAN? That is the curiosity for me. You're also talking that the difference between Swiss now online versus in person is you are playing 2 rounds and then it's a new day, a chance to reflect and respond to your next match the following day, and a chance to do some prep and then come into it. That's stuff that you can't do right now. You are running all 5 rounds online versus on LAN, where you have a little bit of time between, which makes the teams that are supposed to win usually more likely to win as well. You don't see as many upsets on LAN Swiss, which, that said, we do throw in some for fun. So first round, pretty much as expected. Everything I think goes high seed except for Furia over Luminosity. I think that Furia team, I'll say what it is, and I said this to my chat. I'm a big sucker for Lost and Drafinho. I think those boys are extremely talented. Luminosity's biggest scare is they have seen some inconsistencies. They haven't been able to close out their games. They always go to round 5, and if you take a peek, we have that no different. Strength of matchup is going to be everything in Swiss. Whether you are running through the gauntlet like we have Gentlemates doing, or otherwise, you have to find a way to close out your games and try to win them convincingly to give yourself a heads up. You're also going to see a lot of teams from the same regions playing each other, whether you like them to or not. It is the reality of how things go. Our first rounds, like I said, as expected, I'm choosing to believe in the Falcons myself. And I would like to see some of these teams like OG showcase that this team-based play style, veteran status, allows you to go toe-to-toe against what we consider some of these super teams. You're talking Falcons, Power, Furia, these guys that have not lost in their region. Okay. The biggest question marks around me are what is going to be the lead for NA. Is it going to be G2 or Gen G? And for EU, are we going to continue to see K Corp on top, or are they going to falter a little bit because all the pressure and expectations are on them? Are we going to see Vitality showcase that, yes, what we are working towards, and I've spoken with Alpha of his playstyle, and the changes are a bit more risky, but they're being rewarded for it. Are they going to continue to do that on LAN? And BDS with Drawley, they've got a rookie. I think that team is only going to get better and better, and I think they may start with a hiccup, but from there, they just look dominant. I'm going to continue to believe in BDS. And I know a lot of people are mad because they think I'm jinxing them, but I think that BDS team has a lot to go. I think in best of fives, they look great. BO7s, maybe some upsets. Very interested to see how things go. In round 2, I think Furia plays a close game against K Corp, which is good for them because it wakes them up and says, hey, we can't take this lightly, which makes them stronger for day 2 or round 3, I should say, instead of rounds and days. Falcons G2, I do have Falcons upsetting G2. We joked about this one, that like, how do you pick to win? Some of these I manipulate a little bit because I wanted the best storylines. I wanted to answer a lot of questions about, is it NA or EU? What happens with these teams? Johnny Boy's power ranking list. I expect him to just tweet literally the stocks emoji after this happens. No matter what, either him or T-Bates is going to be insufferable, no matter who wins that, if that ends up happening. And again, no shade to either one of them. I love both those guys to death, and it is good impression farming. It's good for the content. It's good for the storylines. It makes the desk amazing the next day. You would have to have both Johnny Boy and T-Bates on the desk for the following for day 2 after this result. So I think, again, Falcons has a lot of potential, and G2 will come back stronger because of it. Now, BDS Gentlemates, I haven't seen Gentlemates play against the top 3 convincingly enough for myself. I think they've got a good base level, but I'm going to believe in the teams that I've seen consistently win. And then I do have Vitality over Gen G in a close one. Any of these that I have game 5, to me, says that this could go the other way. And don't let score lines tell you what's happening here. A lot of people will look at this and be like, oh, wow, you have a 3-0 or a 3-1. Doesn't mean they're not 1-goal games. Doesn't mean there's crazy overtimes. Doesn't mean it's like 0-0 and then a 6-minute OT. Okay. But if I have it as going to a game 5, it means I think it's going to be close. It's a coin flip. We'll see how it goes. And some of these we actually did flip a coin to find the answer. On the low side, you have the high seeds beating the low seeds. Nothing crazy. The big upset that I have, though, I'm choosing to believe in OCE for some fun. I want to say that this OCE team, while they've been stellar online, has struggled at times offline on LAN. They usually get to round 5. Is OCE going to continue to say we're right there? We're just right there. We're a little bit behind, but we're close. I don't know if that's going to be the time or not, but I do have them beating Complexity, even though I think Razebull and CRR perform incredibly on LAN. I don't know if Dorito is going to be that difference maker or not. Selfishly, and as we joked in chat, expect an AJG Mike Wazowski tweet. That's all we're saying. I would not be surprised if we see that on the timeline. We then go into day 2 on the timeline. We've got the final parts of our bracket. 17 matches on day 2. K Corp and BDS are your first 2 to make it in. I didn't know what to go with between these 2. My heart says BDS, but Vitality, again, trending former world champs. Zen on LAN, dude. We've never seen them lose. We'll have to wait and see. I coin flipped this one, and it landed BDS. So that's what we went. G2 continues to bounce back. Same with Gen G. Rule 1, I have a hard time putting my finger on, as much as I love the Rule 1 team. With Nupo, Nobo, Nalpo, however you say his name, rookie as well, paired with 2 LAN veterans. Maybe that's beneficial. Maybe we see the TRK type storylines coming in, but we get that with the young rookie that was banned for a year. I don't know how that's going to look. Very, very interested to watch Rule 1, but I'm believing in Gen G and the squad that they have, because on paper, they are supposed to be one of the best. Between Furia and OG, another coin flip. I'm going to go with Furia just for funsies, and then Gentlemates Luminosity. I think Luminosity, if they can insert and be as aggressive as they would like to, and they can cause some disruption, I could see some problems there. I think Gentlemates is a good base level as well, but they out-mechanic Luminosity. I'm very interested to see how this one plays out. Itachi is great on LAN, and for me, Juicy does not get enough credit. He was overshadowed by Joyo a lot, but Juicy on LAN as well has usually stepped up in my eyes. And then you have your low seeds, first two going out. I went with Elevate just for fun. I wanted to see Elevate get a victory and give us that kind of G1 loss to Elevate moment again. And no discredit to OCE2, but OCE2 hasn't impressed me a long time, even though this Pioneers roster is stacked with talent that usually performs better on LAN as well. We then go to the fourth round with Vitality Furia. Vitality, I think, is the better team. Falcons, I think, is the better team, but this one could be exciting to see how it goes. I'm very interested to see who controls the pace of this series. I'm very interested to see how that one would go down if it does. And then G2 Gen G, I'm choosing to believe in G2. Gen G got the most recent win, but you're talking 2-1 right now in favor of G2. We'll see how it goes. And then in the low side, we have Luminosity beating Elevate, OG beating Complexity, and then Rule 1 beating Power in a close game 5. I was debating on putting Power above that one, but we decided not to. Trying to prove that Mina getting that second spot was definitely worth it and part of the reason why they got it. Then round 5, you've got the better teams winning. I thought that was pretty straightforward. Round 5, I think this is the most easy round 5 that I've had to decide between these ones. Same conversation with Luminosity. I think OG, unless JNaps is like popping off and doing his thing that he did in regionals or in qualifiers, it's going to be tough. So top 8 I've got K-Corp, BDS, G2 Vitality, Falcons, Gen G, Gentlemates, and Furia. And some people have already seen it, and some people have already seen these conversations kind of be provided. But the crazy thing is what it does to the quarterfinals. I didn't plan for this to happen, but I'm kind of okay with it. The quarterfinals are pure chaos. They're kind of scary. You've got NA playing each other, 2 EU on one side, 1 on the other, and 2 EUs playing each other. So in your first 2 matches, you're talking day 1 of LAN. Day 1 of being in person that we're back. You've got Gen G and G2 playing each other, and you got BDS and Gentlemates playing each other. Didn't mean for that to happen, but I'm glad it did. It makes for a very exciting day 1. And then we've also got Vatira and Rise against their biggest problem with Jan and the Furia boys. So if they can get through that, I believe that K-Corp can get through everything. This one we coin flipped as well. We also coin flipped this one. We didn't know who was going to win, but I'm always going to selfishly want international competition. I would like to see these teams fight each other and continue to go toe-to-toe. Maybe a little bit more merit and strength put on. But I am a firm believer that once you get to quarterfinals, especially in international competition, it's a coin flip. Who prepared better? Who got better sleep? How are people feeling on the day? Quarterfinals on LAN are scary. The cool thing, though, is this bracket is Saturday. This is Sunday. It is split into 2 different days. So, but I know, as a disclaimer as always, these will not be right because any type of game differential being off will completely change the rest of the bracket. I am well aware that this thing is not going to be accurate. I'm also here to just have some fun and to entertain a little bit and cause some chaos. And I know that it's not as serious as we all make it out to be. If I didn't pick your favorite team to win, it's nothing personal, man. But I think the biggest narrative is this is K-Corp's event to lose. K-Corp has been that team. I think they have their sights set on being the best. And whether they can continue that or not, play some upsets. Maybe K-Corp, if they lose an early round, drops in and causes even more chaos within Swiss. And then we see some of our favorites not make top 8. Who knows what it's going to play out? But all I know is I'm very excited to tune in and watch. And if you guys are there, please come say hi. I will be around in the community. I will be recording a bunch of videos. I will be doing a bunch of things for a cool vlog-esque type after movie type narrative. So we want as many crowd shots and fun interactive moments. Feel free to come talk up to us. I never want to get a message that's like, hey, Ben, I saw you, but I was too nervous, so I didn't say anything. I don't know the next time I'm going to be in Europe. Please come up, say hi. Let me be the person that says, hey, I'm busy right now. I can't, but give me a second. Please, by all means, come say hi. Come enjoy with us and enjoy and watch the matches. Happy to talk to everybody. So that's what I've got for our predictions. Let me know who you guys got in the comments down below. But as always, if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.